In the beginning, we talked about the options available for running WordPress. At this point, you should feel confident with WordPress. Now I want to talk about an alternative environment called Local by FlyWheel. Local is a WordPress-specific environment. It provides a lot of tools specifically for WordPress development. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see some of the few features it has to offer. I want you to download this program. It's absolutely free. There's also a premium version, but you most likely won't need that unless you're on a team. The file size will be quite large, so pause the video while it's downloading. Let's go through the installation together. Local will tell you that it needs to install and configure a couple of things before you can run it. What Local does is create a virtual machine for you. When creating environments, you have two solutions. You can download a program bundler like XAMPP to automate a lot of the process for you. Alternatively, you can set up a virtual machine. A virtual machine is a way to create an environment with its own file system, operating system, and settings independent from your current machine. The problem with a program bundler is that they don't accurately represent a real-life production server. The problem with a virtual machine is that there's a bit of a learning curve to using them. This is where Local solves these two problems. It combines the friendly user experience of using a program bundler and features of a virtual box. So with that being said, let's get started. During this process, you'll get asked to approve certain permissions. Just allow Local to do its thing. Once installed, you should see something similar to what I see. Nothing drastic changes. Unlike last time, you don't have to download and install WordPress. Local will take care of that for you. Let's create a new site. You'll be asked to input a name. I'm going to keep it simple and name it WP. You can name it whatever you want. You'll then be asked about your environment settings. This right here is what I love about Local. You can create various sites and each site can have its own environment. You can have one environment with PHP 5 and another with PHP 7. You can also choose to use NGINX or Apache. The combinations are endless and Local always keeps up to date with the latest changes in software. I'm just going to go with the default settings. You'll be asked about a couple more things. Just keep going with the default. Once you go through the setup, Local will begin installing everything. This is something you should be aware of. Local tends to take up a lot of space on your drive, so make sure you have enough room. The reason for this is because it generates a unique environment for each site you create. This may take a while for some of you. Alright, so the setup is finally finished, and we can begin using our site. From the beginning, Local will boot up the server for you. You'll see all the settings displayed here, and you even have the option of changing your server settings just in case you aren't happy with what you have. To view your site, simply click the View Site button. Just like that, we now have a WordPress site. One thing you'll notice is the URL. Unlike last time, we now have a unique domain for our site. This is great, as we don't have to worry about accessing our site from a nested folder structure. If I go back to my control panel, you'll see we have a tab for the database. Right below, you'll see all the database connection details, so you can input those into HeidiSQL to manage your database. Alternatively, you can click the Adminer button and that will open a database management script in your browser. I honestly think this looks bad. I always prefer to use HeidiSQL. In the end, it's up to you. Back in the control panel, you can even enable SSL, which is very useful when working with sensitive data. SSL is always required when working with payment processors such as PayPal or Stripe. In the next tab over, you also have the option of using MailHog. Let's boot this up. MailHog is a program that allows you to send and receive emails on your local machine. This is automatically set up for you by Local. The last feature we have is the ability to make our site go live. When you're working on a project and want to show your client what you have so far, then you can just go live. After a while, the URL should appear and you can provide this link to other users to check out your WordPress site. Already you can see the power of Local. I highly recommend you play around with it and use it as your development environment for future projects. I didn't show you earlier in the course because I thought it would be too overwhelming. However, at this point, you should be able to understand what's going on here. To find where the files are located, you can just click on this little icon here. It's very subtle, but this should open the File Explorer for you. You will automatically be pointed to your WordPress server. Notice how I say server and not site. Not only will you have WordPress installed, but you will also find the configuration files for your server here. To find the WordPress installation, you just navigate into App Public. The other files are just as worth exploring though, so let's check those out. You'll find another directory called Logs. In the Logs folder, you'll find all the information outputted from each program. Usually, these would be error logs that can help you debug your site. So that's about it when it comes to local. A lot of great features in a single program. Once you're finished working on your site, you can just click on the Stop Site button and that will turn off your server. If you want to make sites, then you can just click this plus icon on the bottom left corner. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next lecture.